Hello everybody. I have a bedroom renovation project this time. As you can see, the floor in front of the bedroom actually was kind of damaged because I made a mistake when I installed a few years back. I didn't really shave the concrete properly, so it kind of break a little bit. So yeah, that's a bedroom that's vacate that I decided to remove the carpet. I forgot to film that moment when we ripped the carpet because my wife assisted me with that. So I removed the carpet. The paint was kind of bad. So as you can see, I'm masking everything because I'm gonna use two-tone. It's gonna be hard to tell on video, but I use the masking tape or the painter's tape because I use a roller to paint my walls. So I don't want the paint actually to stain the ceiling. So that's why I'm actually using the painter's tape here, as you can see. And just to let you know, I did the project in 2 days. But what I did the night before I started the project, as you can see, I was in my pajamas. So after work, around 10 p.m., I started doing the masking tape. So the next morning, the room was ready. The tape was all over the place. I covered the windows because I hate the stain. So yeah, here now I'm mixing the paint. Don't judge me because I forgot to get the free spout from the local home improvement store. But anyway, it worked for me. So yeah, so I'm using, it's like a gray, light gray and the light blue. So the first one was the light blue grayish, and I bought some cheap rollers to do the job, and believe me, it does the job. I didn't want to use so much paint in there, so here we go. It's cheap. It doesn't cost that much money for this little project. And of course, I've got the liner for the tray. I have the tray, but I was like, why use it? Here we go. So now I'll start painting. As you can see, it's a little bluish, grayish, kind of light gray, light blue paint. And that's what I started using. I don't need a step ladder or a ladder because I'm tall enough. So don't be fooled. Say, my God, the room is short or small. I'm a tall man, so I can reach the ceiling pretty much when I'm doing some project. So as you can see, I'm using the paint so I can use a second quote, a second coat. So I'm really using the rollers to the point where the paint need to be really embedded to the walls because the wall was very dirty, and I think they used a very shiny paint. So yeah, so using that masking tape helped a lot because that made my job quicker without worrying about going over and stuff like that. So here is actually different paint. This is mostly gray. I have both colors, but anyway, you pick your color. This is just a project for me. It's therapeutic, guys. I'm not showing you this job because I'm a professional or anything like that. I'm not a professional. You don't need to follow my advice, but I do project myself. Those are do yourself project that I do just to relax. And I mean, it's my house, so whatever I want. If I want to paint it red, I will paint it red. If I want to paint it blue, I will paint it blue. But at this point, actually, the truth is, my wife picked the color. I mean, I show her the palette, and she picked the color. So I agree with her, and I'm painting, so she can also be happy. So yeah, so it took me a few hours because I started a little late. I didn't want to do it too early in the morning because I wanted the air to be a little hot, and so I can paint. So as you can see, everything is literally covered. I already actually used the second coat in here. Maybe not, if I can remember yet. So when the paint was drying, I started doing the flooring. So as you can see, I'm chiseling that extra concrete that was used when I removed the tile a few years back and put the vinyl plank on there, and it broke little pieces. So I'm using a chisel. The years back, I used the hammer, the hydraulic hammer, but I didn't want to rent it because it's a waste of money. It's just a little bit of space. So never forget, I paid the price because I kind of took a shortcut. So now I'm paying the price here. I have to redo it. So, but it's not a problem. All right, so as you can see, I finished the second coat. So I'm removing the tapes because I was trying to do it actually in one day, the flooring, the painting, and everything else. I'm capable to do that. It's just sometimes you don't have the proper tool. You realize that you're missing certain things. And but anyhow, painting didn't take me that long because I prepared the room in advance, and I would advise you to do the same thing. Preparation is key to any project. You gotta plan, you gotta prepare before doing it. So I'm back to the flooring. Always clean up, my friend, before doing any other project. Because I had to clean the walls, so the paint has to stick on it. So on the concrete now, I'm removing because if you have a lot of debris under your vinyl, you will pay the price because it will turn to brittle and it will break, it will crack on you. So I had to make sure that I clean properly, so there is no debris and stuff like that. You can see my walls actually; they look pretty. I did a good job. So yeah, so I had to remove actually the baseboard on that side because I had to make sure that the vinyl planks go under, and I will reuse actually the same because that one is newer. So here we go. So those are the vinyl that was left over on the last project. So I had 3 boxes left, so that's what I'm going to be using. So yeah, and they're great. I mean, they stay in a good temperature. They didn't break. They didn't become hard. They're still flexible and all that. So I forgot to film, but I started the project already. So you can see the vinyl. So I put everything, and I keep forgetting because once you get in the moment, sometimes you forget. But now the problem was the 3 boxes were not enough. So I ran out of the boxes. As you can see, I kicked them out. So I had to go back to the home improvement store and buy more planks. So I came back, as you can see, that box right there, they don't make them anymore. I had to buy this. So I had to find something almost a similar color because they don't have it anymore. They don't make it anymore. So I had to find something similar. Just to let you know, this one is a little wider. So I had to make sure you adapt. My friend, take care of your knees. Use all those pads when you go onto your. I mean, I would really advise buy some good pads when you do this project. I've learned my lesson before. That's why I had to be prepared. So yes, here we go. So the new planks, the new vinyl are wider. So I had to make sure that the new line that I'm going to start is all the same. But I had to make sure that they can click together so that the new one and the old one, if they can click, if they can connect, my job will be done. So that's why I had to try here to make sure that I don't break them in case I had to return it. So I had to be very careful trying to make sure that they click before continuing the project. And guess what? It worked. So if they can click, just to let you know, it was a little thicker. The one I installed before were about 3 millimeters, and those are 5. So there will be a little difference between the two, but guess what? It worked perfectly. It was leveled. That was the most important thing. See, as you can see, I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't crack, because once it cracks, that's why you have all the trouble. So I did, and bam, here we go. I was satisfied. Look, you can tell that you cannot really tell the difference. But they're very different color. They're gray. The one about a little lighter compared to the other one. So here we go. I had to jump a little bit because the video will be too long. So I'm installing actually the last, you know, last corner. And he went quicker pretty much. That's why I forgot to film, but he goes quicker. So you have to make sure also that you bang those things so they can connect properly. You don't need to have a gap. That when you have a gap, that's where you have all the issues. And make sure that you measure them properly when you're installing them. Because I was already on the moment, so it was easy and quicker for me to measure and cut. Make sure that your blade is new, so it's easy to cut. They're very simple, very forward. You use a blade. When you put a line on it, you just have to bend and it will snap, and that's it. So you can put them in place. So that's what I did. I had a brand new blade and that I use, and a square, because you need to make sure that you have a straight line. That's important. So here you go. Bend it and snaps. You have your piece and it fits perfectly. Don't use a regular hammer when you do these projects. Use a mallet, because it's a robbery hammer, if you can call it. That will allow you to click the planks and make sure there is no gap. There we go. So the project is done at this point. All the vinyl are laid. The room, at this point, the floor is done. It didn't take me that long. So that was actually the second day because I had to go buy the planks. So you got to be patient when you do this project. Nothing is easy. Everything is, you got to be just patient to do it. And if there is a mistake, don't be afraid to redo it. So now I'm reinstalling the closet doors, the sliding doors, easy to install. I forgot to film when I put back the rail, but everything is forward. Screw them on the concrete, and it worked. So here you go. So everything is back to normal at this point. Now I had to put all the covers for the outlet, and again, it's forward. If you have done it before, it's quicker. And here we go. So now that I was done, I moved the closet, I moved the shelves. Now you gotta clean, because if you don't clean, you're gonna step on things, and that will ruin your floor. Advice: do not use any chemicals, any soap to clean the floor when you install it. So here the project is done. The floor is there, and I put the baseboard. I thought that I filmed when I started putting the baseboard, but probably I forgot. But yeah, so the baseboard is installed. The floor, here you go. In the beginning of the video, I showed you that same entrance, and it is done, my friend. The floor is pretty. Everything is put back in place, and I was pretty much satisfied with the project, and as usual, because I done it myself. And I put all the curtain and the blinds back where it was. I'm gonna change actually those blinds. I'm gonna use a curtain. I'm not a big fan of blinds. I like curtains. So here we go. Voila, my friend. Bam. The job is done. And share. Thank you for watching, my friends.